people venye sa tunaambiwa the propaganda that I've heard is that you guys would have a BMW na uko kwa like karatasi nyumba ya karatasi.
When choosing a partner, most times we have so many considerations. We consider so many factors. Are they tall? Are they short? Are they handsome? Are they beautiful? Are they this? Are they kind? Are they respectful?
Are they rich?
Exactly. Now, there's one thing that we all consider because it's a very sensitive topic. We all consider it very, very carefully. Is what is the ethnicity or the tribe of this person? Because this issue involves not only you and your partner, but also your family. So this poses the question, is ethnicity or tribe a factor when choosing a romantic partner? That is our discussion of the day. And we are back with ile crew moja.
Wale vichwa mbaya wale.
Yeah. So today that is our discussion. I will be your host, Dicky Chillis.
Rachel Wamucii.
Yeah, alafu
Laurie Mweni.
Rispa.
Oburo Dhiambo kama kawa.
Our producer. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for showing up. Mmekuwa mkisubscribe, mkicomment, as in we do this because we love it, but you showing up inatuonyesha tuendelee na chenye tunafanya. So thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, for sharing. Hizo vitu zote mmekuwa mkifanya. So wadau mnafeel aje leo?
Mimi nasikia vizuri.
Mkofiri? Tunaongelea ethnicity. Niko na swali. Nani hapa anaweza ongea mother tongue yake bila shida?
Mimi.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Na wewe.
Mimi ndio odd one out.
Wewe ni wale wa mimi nasikia
that is actually a fact. Kutengeneza a statement in Kikuyu for me.
Uko serious. Na kila mtu adimasi Mkikuyu jua Kikuyu.
Of course ninajua words fulani zenye naweza tumia but kuongea Kikuyu fluent.
Welcome hapa na Kikuyu basi.
Sorry?
Try. Welcome us to the show.
This show using Kikuyu.
Pass.
Hatuwezi kama mtu ajui kuongea maratangi yake na hata ajaribu.
Basi salimia watu na Kikuyu.
Na Kikuyu. Horo anyu.
Just make someone turn into some old white man.
Okay.
So we have me, a Kikuyu.
Wamucii wa home.
My dad is Kamba, but my mom is Meru Somali. But sasa si unaambiangwa when kwa baba yenu. Yeah.
So Kamba.
Luya in the building. You know.
Why
That's
go?
right.
Mimi ni Jahoma. Shemeji. Jahom.
Okay.
It's like home.
Jahom.
So it's
mimi ni
Dala.
tukimit wajaka wakimit na kwanga
Nini wajo?
Jahom
like home. You people call yourselves.
Yeah,
like
you put
me.
English after ja. Like nyumbani is Jahom. Gosh.
the lack of
that what makes Luos unique.
Europe.
Unajua nikitaka pekisha isemwa White House. Niambie any other tribe yenye isemwa White House. Hakuna.
So what mimi Mkikuyu, Kamba, Kikuyu, Luya. What are some of the stereotypes zenye mmesikia about your community? Justaki kusema zenye mimi najua about anyone here. So nataka watu waseme zenye wao wamesikia about their communities. Before we begin,
mtu za kwao.
Naweza share za kwetu. Kwetu naambiangwa first of all tunapenda pesa, hiyo ni common knowledge. General knowledge. Secondly tunaambiangwa our women are the biggest murderers of their husband.
Yeah, na very casual about it.
Crazy.
Haya tushaanza kupewa warning.
Okay. But then wale wa Nyeri.
Uko na ikuwa big deal. Hata ulikuwa na tips.
What? For real? Okay, so.
Una plan kumaliza
but mimi ni wa Nyeri.
Wewe ni wa Nyeri? Na mimi ni wa Kiambu.
Yeah, we're those people.
By the way, Kikuyu we
Nyeri women.
Kuna watu wa Nyeri, kuna Kikuyu wa Nyeri, kuna wa Kiambu, kuna wa
Nyahururu, Murang'a,
Embu.
Embu is not Kikuyu.
How's what Kikuyu?
Ni wa Embu, ni wa
Embu is a
but kuna wa Kirinyaga.
Wa Kirinyaga ndio different.
Wako wanapanga wamekaribia Wameru and
because of how they speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kuna wa Nyeri.
The Kikuyu is like a bit different. That's the point.
Because Nyeri watasema chai, watasema sai.
Nyeri chai we say shai. Shai, yeah.
So you're the same with Kiambu.
Kiambu say that like that too.
Shai.
Moranga is the
one that says
sai.
Okay. Stereotypes. Kuna stereotypes za Kikuyu zenye maybe sija mention.
Well, yeah. Here Sirishasema kwanza you're the most important one. Kikuyu women they can't transform. You don't joke.
Hey.
Kwanza wa Nyeri.
Unaharibia Kikuyu.
No, they do that. What do you mean? Like it more 1, 2, 3 women more than that.
Adika kwa breaking news. See, inaitangwa jile a big issue.
I can remember that.
A controversial topic.
Kwa Kikuyu sana.
Even people are usually like avoid Kikuyu women. Yeah, that's kilala. Hata nimeanza mapema.
Hatuwezi avoid.
Fokamba. What about Fokamba?
Wakamba tu unajua tunaambiangwa sini wachawi na sex drive you know.
Nilikuwa na ngoja hiyo. I really waited for that.
Nakupa warembo.
Yeah, kama maembe zimeiva.
As you As you can see.
Yeah, man.
Clearly.
Thanks.
The stereotype is
Wanakonga wameiva tu hivi.
Fuck. Hey, Waluya. Waluya are very friendly people, very welcoming. Tunajulikana kwa mamboch na mawochi wa Nairobi. But yeah, nini ingine stereotype ya Waluya wanakula ugali, alafu they are men. Hey, stamina. Nakwambia. Luya women, stamina ni inbuilt like next.
Wajaka let me see. Pride. People perceive us as very proud people. What again do they say about Luos that I know?
Spendthrift.
Yeah, like when it comes to spending, Luos do believe that for them money is not the issue, but the issue is how to spend it and what to spend it on. And I think that's connected to pride.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And then there's always something about people believe, this goes to Luo men, that Luo men are romantic.
Yeah.
And liars.
Like a girl to
Yeah, like they believe that Luo men are romantic. I don't know. Umesema they're liars?
Yeah.
You really found a full Luo or a alikuwa half caste? I'm not aware of that. That's not
they don't know.
One thing again I know about Luo, we struggle with
Swahili is not your language.
And as we struggle with Swahili, when it comes to English, you don't compete us.
Hey.
Yeah,
you set the standard.
But with all these stereotypes, cause kila mtu amesema stereotype ya community yake. Now if you, of course mnajua stereotypes za community yenu, mnajua stereotypes za community zingine pia. Mko nazo maybe mmekewa from community, from kwenye mmelelewa, where you come from. This poses the question, when you are dating someone, or to some you're going on a first date, do you think it is okay to ask them in this day and age what tribe they are?
No.
Would you
Okay,
Why?
to some extent I would, because if it's someone I'm considering to go long term with, I know that back at home, you know, you need the blessings of the parents and all that. Back at home I'll be asked, this guy you want to bring, or this guy you're seeing, from what tribe is he from? Then definitely you'll have to ask.
Nikuulize, say you just randomly met someone and mko like naka attraction, you've not gotten into anything, you just started to know each other. He's like, oh, my name is this. Would you then go ahead and be like, okay, yeah, fine, nice to meet you, and well, what tribe are you?
No, that is weird. Like, that is weird. That is weird.
That would be weird.
That would be
that
weird.
would be
That
so
would be
weird.
The situation is you're going out on, you've talked with someone, you've been talking, vibing, you're going on a date, your first date. Is it a question you would ask? Because tunaulizanga, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite this, as in mtoto wako ilikuwaje, ulisomea shule gani, ulienda high school gani, campus gani? Is it a question that you think would come up or is convenient to come up during such a convo?
No, not
For
at all.
me, imagine for me, I will ask it, but in a different way.
It's a joke, heavy.
I actually won't ask you directly like your tribe. I will ask you like, where is home? We met in Nairobi. So like I'll ask you, where is your like ushago shags ni wapi?
With intentions to know their tribe.
That may not work.
Let me tell you, I think knowing someone's tribe, the need for me to know it, I love to know actually, because you know, okay, one thing about me, as I start a convo with someone, as I start getting close to someone, I don't want to know them so as to judge them, but there's just that thing about getting to know someone. For most people that I've had convos with, more so when I'm doing it with ladies, I tend to ask the questions that people find difficult, or I tend to ask them,
but in a tricky way.
And I'll bring them during a very nice convo that you won't even realize.
That's what you ask.
That's what I do. But I won't ask it to judge you or to know, but I just ask it so that I know you better, to understand you better. Okay.
So, but again, I'm thinking I should have asked this question ya kwanza, because in Kenya jina ya mtu itakwambia tribe yake, jina yake full. So what will be your reaction if maybe you're into someone, you're vibing with someone, and then they tell you their actual name, and that actual name reveals the tribe that they're in. Your tribe in your home, it is not the most favorite tribe. Uko unaambiango hiyo community X, your ex.
What generally
is that?
Kama wakisi.
Exactly. Ama generally based on stereotype.
Based on stereotype.
Is that a factor in your relationships? Is that a factor in your dating world?
It's not really a factor, but kwa kila kitu inasemwa under the sun, under this earth, there's some truth in it.
True.
It's not that mtu atamka tu and start spreading a rumor about wakisi wako loud, they talk too much, they talk a lot and all that. Definitely ukienda Kisii utapata first hand experience, you know. But I don't think inafaa affect relationship, ama vile relationship itahead, ni vile tu wewe utajipanga kuihandle head on. Ukichoose unataka tap out, then well and good, but definitely it affect negatively the other party. But haiwezi kuwa like one of the main, kwangu haiwezi kuwa one of the main factors zenye zinaweza govern our
now,
relationship.
What if it graduates to a point where imefika now to marriage, and nimesema your family, that is not the favorite community to bring a partner.
Okay. That inakwanga a lot.
What to do now? You love this person.
I think you start prepping your family early. Like before, if unaanzanga tu kuambia nyewe, like okay, maybe you can start talking good about that community. You say like nyewe I discovered they're not like this, they're like this and this, and you know, una try to prepare early.
Okay.
But one thing I think my family will do, they will really pretend that day. Hey, my mom will smile, but at the back of her head, when she catches my side like this, she'll just be like. But when she looks at that, she's smiling. One thing I know, my mom will be like, as long as you're happy. But for me, just know I'm not at peace with it. If there's anything happens, call me. Just know I told you. But
anything called.
She'll be smiling at those people very widely, very welcoming. But at the back of her head, wewe nikikushika wewe hukusikia maneno yangu.
Which community in your community background wise is not the
and
most.
No goes
I don't want to use is not liked
Not
or
liked.
hated.
Yeah.
So it's not
No-go
the
zone.
most. It's a no-go
Yeah,
zone.
it's a no-go zone.
It's a no-go zone.
Okay, definitely. I don't know if I can start by answering a previous question you asked about the tribal name, like the name that defines where you're coming from. For me, I'm in the process of dropping my English name for some reason.
Okay.
I don't always want a situation whereby I meet Rispa, then she knows me as Cornelius. Then with time, she comes to realize that Cornelius is a Luo, because now she knows my second name that defines my origin later on. Then now it starts changing whatever she thinks about me because of probably what people in where she comes from, how they perceive us. That's why I always tend to introduce myself as Oburu. Actually, me introducing myself as Oburu as my first name anywhere I go today comes from, I think, 2 experiences. First is a lady that I started dating, but she's not a Kenyan. She was a Rwandese.
International boy. Hey. Period.
So, by then I still had this fear of introducing myself as a Luo. So I just used to tell my name is Cornelius and I leave it there.
Where is your pride, man?
So
why did you take it?
So it came a time when now this lady knew that I'm a Luo. She had been in Kenya for like 2 years. So she'd had few things about Luos and everything. There was a time Luos were being considered like playboys.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And I think that's where the liar comes from.
Today's time.
Yeah. Like,
Still are.
It's still the same.
it's not the same.
Haijabadilika.
Badilika.
You, the liars are still the liars.
Oh,
But the liar.
yeah. So when I told her, then she told me like, is this what people say about Luos really true? Like, could it be you're pulling the same stunt on me or something like that? To be honest, I felt uncomfortable at that particular moment because I felt like I'm already being judged because of how our community is perceived. And so that was one of the reasons why when I meet someone, you ask me my name, I'll tell you I'm Oburu. When you tell anyone you're Oburu,
It clicks.
It clicks is a Luo. So if you don't like me, or if there's something bad that you know about Luos that you don't like, and it has consumed you fully, it will end as soon as that. Instead of us going forward, then the moment you realize I'm a Luo, then
don't you think she was confirming? Like,
No,
she's trying to tell you, this is what I've heard about Luos. Do you think it's true? You tell her from your perspective.
Yeah, that's very nice. That's very nice. But now you see, my question, my nini is, okay, for her, after telling her what I think, because there have been such cases we know.
Yeah.
Because a Luo will, because I think one thing that is the romance, how they romanticize everything.
Yeah.
Like a Luo can just, the name he'll call you, you won't think anything else. So there were those cases which were true. And I told her it happens, but it doesn't apply to everyone, every Luo and such a thing. So, but deep down at the back of my mind, I was like, okay, so let's say maybe if she was the kind that this thing like ilimuingia that deep, and the moment she realized that, okay, so you're also a Luo, then everything changes, So to avoid such scenarios, because they do happen, to avoid such scenarios, I'll always want someone to know me as a Luo, straightforward. Now, your next question about Luos, there's always something about Luos and Kikuyus. As a Luo guy, it's very difficult, and I'm sure they're even up to date. It's not easy for me to take a Kikuyu lady back home. Just as you said, they might pretend that, they're okay with it at that particular moment. But be assured, your mom or someone in the family will call you later on and tell you, Wana, are you sure about what you're trying to do? Have you not heard about these Kikuyus and what they do? And I don't know if I can say something again. I think between Luos and Kikuyus, I believe there are two things that motivates this. First is it's politics. If you follow the politics of Kenya, Luos believe that Kikuyus betrayed them Toka Kitambo from the time of Jomo, when, I don't know, Gingo Odinga said I can't be the president until Jomo comes out. Jomo comes out, then now doesn't want anything to do with Gingo Odinga. So there's that politics. So it started long time. So Luos saw Kikuyus as people you can never believe. And maybe it might be true, because you see, even in politics, the recently concluded elections, if you can remember, there's some leaders from Kikuyu, Central Kenya, who were saying, like, for a Kikuyu, you can only buy them.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you something.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. Kikuyus are independent thinkers. Okay? They don't think in block. They think individually. Is this person aligning with my business? I have a business. What is he proposing to do about my business? We are independent thinkers, and that is why, because tumeingilia politics kidogo. And that is why in 2022 Mount Kenya was kinda split because people are independent thinkers over there. They think of, okay, this person is saying this about this, so it will favor me. This person is saying this about me, and it will not favor me, so I will not vote for him, I'll vote for this one. The other one is on the opposite.
And that's also why they easily spread out into, like, they're the biggest explorers of this country. They easily
county.
They very, very, very open-minded.
So the second reason again, there's something that happens between, you see, in Luo, if today I'm in a relationship with someone, we have a family, we have kids. In case of a divorce or a separation or a breakup or whatever it is happens, Luos, we believe the kids, you remain with the kids as a man. You better take the kids back home, let your mama raise the kids, but the wife does not go with the kids. And I hear again, that happens with Kikuyus. In case of a divorce or of a separation, in most cases, Kikuyu tend to want to go with the kids, the women.
Yes,
they
always.
Now you see, I think that again brings the conflict, because now there's a separation, there's a divorce, then both these tribes, they value children. Kikuyus value children, Luos value children, and so there's that nini. So some of them believe in that issue of kuna hiyo part of it, and the mere fact that Kikuyu women also will use you. They'll be there with you. You create that wealth. They find a way to finish you. Then they remain with the wealth. There are people who do that. So I think that's something that as Luos, men, we've grown and we're being told over and over again. And there are people who it really has entered into their heads, and they can do nothing with the Kikuyu ladies,
kusema ni which tribe.
Which tribe? I think let me just talk about the ones that I've heard of. I've heard of Kisis being, I know, I think they have Asira.
Merus, they have like asira mingi, you know. Anger issues and like beating the
emotional.
Yeah, like domestic violence.
Yeah.
They're associating it with like people who have anger and people who so that hizo tu ndo nimesikia, but so far I'd say also Luyas are very versatile people. They engage with everyone. Mluya wana blend in place yoyote. Yeah, and to identify a Luya, I think it's so easy. It's so easy to identify a Luya.
From like, how they speak, how loud they are.
Most of Luya men. It does not
the men,
especially when you're metoka
Ocha.
But as I was saying before to answer, Luyas are the friendliest people in general.
Yeah.
Like ni watu approachable, ni watu unaweza make friends na hata mkitravel. Mnaweza anza kuongea na mtu hamjaionana, but when mnaongea is like you have a past, you have a future, you have a present.
I met a Luya man the other day and he was very, very, very friendly.
They think sometimes you can find them even nagging or weird because they talk to anyone. Find just this guy is talking to you. I don't know you, bro. But you're talking to me and you're so jovial about what you're telling me. You're so happy. You're telling me with passion. I'm not interested. I'm literally not interested. But he's literally talking to you. You can ignore a Luya and he will talk.
He will talk.
You want to listen to me, he'll turn to the next person. You know, like have you heard? And they greet everyone. It's like salamu kwa Mluya ni kama breakfast. Like everyone, they greet everyone.
You don't even realize umeanza kuongea. It's just like you guy, I didn't even know you. There's something halfway in my face.
I forgot to say something before you go to Mweni. You know, where there's now conflict between Luos and Kikuyus, Kikuyu ladies are the weakness of Luo men.
What?
To be honest, Kikuyu ladies are the weakness of Luo men.
You have a superpower.
Forbidden fruits.
To be honest, there's not something between Luo men and Kikuyu ladies. So however much you try to tell them, oh, these Kikuyus are, but they're like, deep down, they're like,
he's the one.
Have you seen her? Like, have you seen her?
I want that one.
Yeah. Naskianga ati sometimes Luo man will have like a wife huku tuseme Nairobi, you know, a Kikuyu babes, and then sa nyumbani ndio akona a Luo man just because the parents insisted that you have to have a wife from home and things like that.
There are weakness in a way.
Way.
But you know, of late you're trying to divert into, there's something about Luos trying to explore. Now actually they're going the
Kamba way.
Luos now going Kamba.
Waluo sasa sido players kabisa. But for Somali men pia you find them with different tribes to kila mahali, but unapata wakiwa pale home wako to the same tribe pamoja wote.
Even Kales. Kales intermarry. A Kale will literally have you as a friend with benefit, but on the side has a Kale babe. Forever their hearts are tied when they were born. Like you're from that homestead, my dad booked you. My dad booked you when you were born. But on the side they are shagging babes real bad. Breaking hearts out here, and on the side a Kale babe is just meant for you. Because I really think also when people intermarry in their tribes, it's sort of trying to preserve the culture and try to like multiply the tribe. That is why I think they really encourage people marrying from the same tribe. You can't go there. You know, now you're bringing a new person in our tribe.
You're dissolving us.
Yes, exactly. Now their people will start coming.
Basi culture ziko about to dissolve.
I have a friend mwenye sahi. She's like 6 months or 7 months pregnant. She's Kale and the guy is Luo. So it's been like such a conflict kwa like both families.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know who?
It must be.
That all was like, kumbe ni yeye.
For Kikuyu men, you correct me if I'm wrong. Kikuyu men are very secure with dating and having kids with women of other tribes, because for Kikuyus, the child is named after the father. The first child and the second child. If it is male, female, not after the father, after the father of the father. So the child remains on the side of the dad. Yeah, the child is the dad's. Now when it comes to women, now there is where there's you'll find most Kikuyu women will rarely date men, marry. They'll date, but marry men from other communities. Am I wrong?
About the men.
You have a problem about the men.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of men when they are rich on traditions, very rich, and they want to keep it in the community seriously. Like they're very serious about it, so they have to find a Kikuyu woman. So there is a whole bunch. I guess we can say it's a split, 50-50. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 50% of them would definitely look for a Kikuyu woman because mama yao ameishi kumwambia. Like, yeah, things like that also could discourage our parents discourage hiyo confusion ya culture, like Luya like Aluya babe tuseme atakuwa like I guess tulikuwa tunauziwa uoga all this time.
Yeah,
because there are cultures like there's some communities in Luya that eat their babies. Is that a thing? No.
What?
Oh,
gosh, I've never heard of that.
Hizo ni zile traditions
Hizo ni zile uko ndani.
I don't think the only thing I know is like twins were considered a bad omen.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
But I guess pay in our community at some point. Yeah, but those are things I've heard, that there are communities in Luya where they
Wow, that's crazy.
I know.
What the fuck?
I know.
Can you say that?
On a light note, okay, on the same, it's not extreme like kukula baby.
Yeah.
But in nimesikia lose that you guys don't have a, what's it called, a boundary between basin ya kufua, ya kuoga, ya kuosha vyombo.
Yeah.
Like all of them can, like hiyo moja inaweza serve the same
na sabuni pia.
Na sabuni pia.
In terms of nini? and everything. Okay, actually, by the way, that's new to me. To be honest, that's new to me because I think my whole life, I think I've grown up. My mom will not allow you. You see, a basin that is used to keep utensils back in the kitchen. Like hata ukieka sijui maji ya kuosha, niseme ya kuosha kitu kanini, like umechukua umeweka maji then unaitumia kupanguza hata viatu nini, she won't allow you to do that. But I think kitambo, whatever you're saying, you know, kitambo in Luos there used to be this one big basin that was made of some metal.
Dongo.
And that is the saying.
That is the one. That is the one.
It is some big basin. I think there's some homesteads that when you got in today, they still find them. Like there's that big basin is metallic in silver hivi.
Kwanza ni ya kuogea.
Utapata watu wanaweza, kuna watu wataitumia kuoga na utapata mtoto akiosha vyombo pale jioni baada ataweka maji ya kuoshea vyombo na nini.
So you're trying to say with modernization things have changed.
But it used to be like that. I've been there, and then pia watoto kukosa kuvaa nguo.
No, but
they just run around it like
everywhere.
But
everywhere, even Luya's.
That used to happen everywhere with kids.
Even right now when you go to Shags, you literally find kids no clothes and they're running everywhere.
Also another major one with Luo is ati woni vipi tohoni because you're not circumcised.
No, but let me tell you something. I think
you had that one too.
Have you been with a Luo guy?
I've never been with a Luo guy. Have I? No.
Never.
Yes. Yes, I've been with a Luo guy, but he was circumcised.
Yeah, because I really feel the issue of circumcision. Again, it was something that made it tunini. I think it's out of politics again. Because you remember there are these leaders from Central who used that to attack Raila mostly. So when you use something and you say it openly and over again, then now it gets into to the head of some people, and now they tend to believe like, okay, this is the truth. But one thing I know about Luos, the reason why they're saying that, you see, kitambo for Luos to be circumcised, walikuwa nangoa meno. Initiation. So you see, actually it varies from, I think it used to vary from community to community. So for Luos it was something about kungoa meno.
The 6 lower tier.
But I think with time, there was this time when so Luos now started doing this circumcision, because there was a time, I don't know, I remember when I was still a kid, people used to say that kids, that if you're not circumcised, you can easily attract diseases like AIDS and such and such.
Actually, that's the point I wanted you to mention, because what I heard is you guys were forced literally to like circumcise because Homa Bay, there was a point I had, this is what I heard from the media, like Homa Bay, it reached a point, it was like people were spreading AIDS. Like AIDS was the menace, and it had to be curbed. And the reason as to why you people were pushed to start circumcising, I think that was the reason.
That was
because of the diseases that uncircumcised Dicky. Dicky, man. But they say that Dicky is so sweet. I don't know why. I've never tried it, but the people who've tried, they call it turtleneck. Like, you see the way you wear a turtleneck? So it's called turtleneck. Like the few people who've tried it, they say it's good. Compared to the circumcised one.
Hakunanga complaints. It was good.
It was good. Is it good on the man or the woman?
The woman, definitely. But the man, like, you have to unpack.
But you know, the issue about AIDS, I think it's still true, because even if survey were to be done today, I think Homa Bay County leads in the number of people infected with AIDS. And I think recently, a few months ago, I had a friend of mine, I won't mention his name, but I know he'll watch this. There's a friend of mine, he works in some hospital, my hometown. You know my hometown, you've been there. Yeah, so I won't mention it. So he does blood, easy stories are blood samples, where you take blood, then you take from different then you take them to the main hospital and they check. And he was telling me, like, he was telling me the statistics he's getting. He's telling me, like, I really feel Homa Bay County AIDS is too much. And surprisingly, he was telling me it's not about even the big people. Most of them are young people.
That's crazy.
And to be honest, I think somehow I started to think, I had to have a second thought about just meeting any random girl within my home county. Because if there's a friend telling you, and this is what he's doing, and he's seeing them, then you're like, okay, then it must be, because you never know who you're meeting and what they carry. And he tells you that they're young people, not old people. So
that's crazy.
So when it comes to AIDS, it still work. But I think
for their camp.
Yeah, by then you've not
mostly, honestly, mimi si msi tribalistic, so by the hata ukisema unaitwa Oburu, I wouldn't know where that name is from.
There's that. Also, Oburu, ukiuliza mtu where is your ushago up country, wanaweza kuambia, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're from that place. So it wouldn't like.
Yeah, I said that's my way of starting that conversation. Because when now you ask me like, where are you coming from? Then I tell you I'm from Homa Bay. You know, the next question will be, oh, so you are a Luo? And then you're like, no, like I'm not a Luo, but we moved there. You see such a thing. Instead of just asking someone like, okay, so
When
mkabila gani? That one sounds harsh.
That was like you're a tribalist. Really?
I'm being like that's Nyas. That Nyas. Na hii sura venye zinaendanisha
mapua.
Yaani ya Mluya.
Waluya kuna mapua kubwa.
Yeah, kama hoho.
But what I've noticed is if a Luya looks nice,
oh my god,
actually look nice.
And they taste nice.
This is out of
the dark bed, the juice. Hey.
Having tested
Luya babe.
You can testify.
I think we have to explore this today. Okay. About Kambas.
Yeah. So Kambas, I think nile tu basic mnaambiwa tu wakisi, but they're generally very tribalistic. Ni ngumu watu upate you're being told okay, ni sawa unaweza enda wao hivi, but kutoka like tuseme the modern people, my parents and the people wa age yao now, tuseme watu wa 80s huko hivyo. You see like when diversify, they've married very many different tribes, so crazy wako everywhere. But it's cause like you know they're hard working.
Long distance. Walikuwa natembea unajipata huko nyinyi mmespread genes.
Yeah, wako literally everywhere, so they're marrying people from different places, but generally they're just tribalistic too. Watakukubali ndio kucha. But most mother-in-laws, they won't give you an easy time. They'll give you a hard time.
They have those specific tribes?
Mostly just anyone literally.
As long as
kama wewe si Mkamba tu. Ama hata unaweza pata ni kitu ndogo kama nimetoka Machakos. I'm bringing a man from Kitui.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay.
It's an issue.
Yeah. They're that tribalistic by the way. But the modern Kamba, they're very open-minded.
So but the sex drive, talk to us about the sex drive.
I've never been with a Kamba man. I hate Kamba men. I've never did
Sorry guys.
No, that's just how opinion.
Why what's the reason?
Naonanga wako very controlled by their moms first of all, and then you find they have such two shrill voices. Why are you talking me like a woman? Like what would that sound like?
If the soprano is a stereotype also.
I'm a fan of Classic 105. I hear Maina keeps asking Kinganyi, like how do you Kambas seduce ladies yet you have to talk like that?
But then you know, when you're a man and you have that voice, unapatanga like this, a man that generally just annoys people. So maybe all the Kamba men I know, they're so annoying.
True.
They're so annoying.
But I've met a real nice Kamba dude. He's so nice. Wow. He's funny.
Nasikia the Dicky is
a special case.
No, the Dicky is good. The Dicky is good. He was actually good in bed. Yeah.
He worked his way.
By the way, me,
that guy.
Like, I bet mmekuwa na Kikuyu men. Like, how are they?
Them.
Except
the current one. Yeah.
Look at this one. Cringe. She's like
Ethiopians.
Wow. International people.
Ni border.
Amazing.
Rwanda.
Salute.
Rwanda nirudi kwa hata zani kana join.
We've all agreed we are ready to date or marry people from
different
tribes from our own.
Yeah.
No?
Me, there's some tribes I just can't.
Okay.
Like?
Tell us.
Jaluo man, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like you're generous. Like Jaluo man, I don't know, I can't. I really can't.
They give this vibe, they're for everybody, every time.
Not that they're so. I don't
they're
like
just
a man
sweet.
I think
they're just. I look at Luo men and they won't treat women badly, even if you're not his woman. He won't treat you badly per se, but he'll just be there for you. As long as you're not, but he'll call you nice names definitely if you're attractive, if you're light skinned, if you're giving him the definitely he won't resist. And one thing about Luo men, they go all out. If a Luo man loves you, he goes all out. Helicopter ride, you want? Let's go. You want lunch in Dubai, baby girl? Let's go. Asuito, baby girl. I don't know all those names that they call women. And now I think the love bombing is where you people now, hey, one overdo. Then now they tap out, and now you're no longer receiving it anymore.
Exactly, sir. I feel like the real reason like Kikuyu people have a problem now ni but realize like in terms of money we are so different, and as Kikuyus we love money
but no spending
but now as we like we don't spend, and then you guys now you spendthrifts. Sasa
economically that is where we part ways.
Go wrong.
But I really doubt you can't tell me that the fact that Luos are spendthrift has something to do with them intermarrying.
Oh, but it does.
Because one thing, factor. Yeah, it might be a factor, but you said main. I really doubt if that's the main. That can't be the main.
Okay.
But this
mainly propaganda.
Yeah, there's some truth in it. The truth in it is we spend. If there's something about spending, like
you're
a Luo guy,
it could be the main.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be the main. Actually, it could be the main.
No,
it could.
Let me tell you why.
Aside from the politics,
I think it is it is a factor, and mostly it applies to a woman of any other community wanting to date a Kikuyu man. They will say the Kikuyu man is stingy.
Yeah.
I would say that could be maybe a factor, but I don't think it's a main. It's one of the biggest factors when it comes to now women of other tribes and men of Kikuyu. But the other way around, kidogo sidhani. I don't, because if a man is Kikuyu and they want to date another lady from another community, si pesa ni yake. Si ndiye anaspend venye anadai. But for a woman anaona anastahili kutritiwa vizuri. So anaona hapo kwa Mkikuyu atakuwa.
But a Kikuyu dude I've dated, he was so generous.
How old?
Thank you.
He was 24. Like he was older than me after one. He was older than me with 1 year.
Okay.
But he was so generous. He never allowed me to lack. He was always sending me money
to my reasonable amounts, I guess.
Yeah, like as long as I want something, he'll give
the
me
financial
money.
presence is reasonable.
Yeah,
that's the point. Now, these people, venye sa tunaambiwa, the propaganda that I've heard is that you guys would have a BMW na uko kwa like karatasi, nyumba ya karatasi, things like that. And
let me tell you on that. The reason why you realize most Luo men, and this depends with where they're coming from, most Luo men don't tend to build back in the village.
Yeah, at home,
there's always some part of Luo. I think, if I'm not wrong, and if you're relevant, you're watching this, you'll correct me. There's always something about witchcraft with the Luo community. There are areas in... let me use for an example. People from a county like Siaya County, people believe that there's a lot of witchcraft happening there. So you'll find, I'm born in Siaya. I have some small house in Siaya, but I can go to another county like Kisumu or Homa Bay or whatever it is. Then I buy land there and I live a good life with my family and everything. But if I feel that's not working, I come back to the city, and I'm living my best life. I'm driving my best car and everything. Then when I go back home, I just go back home when it's how do I call it? Like when I have to be there. But it again makes a lot of sense. Like I think it's something that we also need to look into, because Luos tend to be, as much as there are people who are spendthrift and everything, this lifestyle, kuishi to be expensive, it tend to carry inabeba watu wengi. So you overlook everything. You want to drive before you build. Okay, I will do that. To be honest, I will drive. Let me tell you. To be honest, for me, the first thing I will ever do if I have money, I will buy land. But I have this land, but I want wait until I finish building, constructing the whole house. Until I move in is when I get a car. I'll get a land first, then I'll get a car first. Getting a car for me, it's not about pride and everything. It's all about convenience and everything.
Yeah.
Like I do thing I go from one place to another place. I'm the one who is dictating my movement.
Let me tell you now, for Kikuyus, even when you're Mesema, you'll not construct a house so that you buy land, so that you buy a car. You buy a car first, then construct a house. Now for Kikuyu, I will buy a car that is business-like. Okay? So that it can help me construct that house. And then when I construct that house, I buy a Land Cruiser. I'll see you.
I think that's why Luo men tend to again love Kikuyu ladies. Because we believe as a Luo guy I'm spendthrift, but a Kikuyu lady atakuja na ile akili ya biashara. So that's why if you find a Luo and a Kikuyu marriage or relationship that iko vizuri, try to follow up how to vizuri, you'll realize like these people are living a very good life. The Kikuyu lady atakuja akwambia no, like where history ati tunaenda sijui vacation Dubai hii pesa tunaweza but find yourself another Luo lady, my friend.
Utaenda hiyo Dubai. And I think also for the vacations and the hizo vitu zingine for Kikuyus it comes as complimentary. It's more of we are celebrating with our team something. Yeah, it's not more of we are doing it like toil and then we reward ourselves.
Acha nikwambie, I know this guy kulikuwa na mazishi, he's a Luo. So he has like so they go with like some friends to him mazishi and it's like for someone close to him. So kufika huko anapatana na familia and everything, he loses it. So he's giving everyone money, people who don't even need him to give the money, he's giving money, talking about venye hata amekuja na watu wanoma sijui nini. Eventually, do you know, they're on the road for like nights, day and night because alipeana pesa yote na yeye ndio like walikuwa wamejipanga like yeye ndio ana facilitate the trip, the fuel, the like walikuwa shapanga do like this is how it's going to work. So for me it was like Akikuyu will never do that. No. We do not feel any need to show in case. In fact, nikiwa na pesa. Proper Kikuyu.
Kona zetu but we won't tell you.
Niko na pesa but hautajua.
Kujeni mtuchangie, we are suffering tunalia. Simtusaidie.
Crazy.
Msamanga wa Kikuyu wamejenga nyumba Nairobi ili Wajaluo waishi kwa hizo nyumba.
Kikuyu hiyo nyumba yenye amejengea Mjaluo ndio itamjengea.
Wanatokanga mbali. It's not like ati every Kikuyu ati akona pesa. It's just the thought process. It's always wired in terms of like build. Connect. Yeah.
But I also think it might not be a major point, but I also think from maybe Luo and Luya, I don't know about Luos, but I think with Luyas, I think this is what our parents also did. Wali toka somewhere, they didn't move far, like ushago kwetu inaweza kuwa like maybe distance ya 100, but atuishi huko, they moved maybe to the city and tried and build something. What I associate it with is witchcraft and like people not having good intentions with you back in the village,
especially when you succeed.
Exactly. It's a lot to deal with. Actually, you don't hauna ile tamaa ya kwenda home. Instead, when you go home, you're careful about your things. You're careful who is taking this, who is taking this. There was also a case of like there's a tradition of like shaving hair. Like the newborn hair. Also it's a case at our place, like who is supposed to shave this hair, where is this hair going, like there are a lot of things that are linked to a lot of traditions going to it, and with modernizations we don't want that. We want to break free, so that is why you will find I'm not building back at home, because I'll say like my dad akona shamba kwao yenye alipewa like with his dad, but akienda offense that shamba after like 1 month ukirudi kuangalia msee alikosa kuni kwake akakuja akavunja hiyo post yako ya hapo hivyo ya nini juu hauko you get someone amekosa something ana walk into your shamba anachukua mboga zako like those are the things that happen. So imagine you've furnished a house, you have a whole TV, you have everything, you're not in the village. Someone is stealing them, or mtu akuroge urudi home uchizi. I've known of a footballer who played, he was a lawyer, he went far, he was playing like some big teams, then came back home, was building a house for the parents, and then all of a sudden this guy is mad. Like ni mwenda sahi ni mwenda wazimu. Like mimi naona vitu kama hizo pia ndo zinafanya like watu hawataki kujenga kwao. I'd rather niende ni buy shamba Kamulu nijenge huko na niko na amani na kuna msee hata anajua rada zangu. Wananionanga tu December hapo mnasenga leo narudi home December sijui nini. Hizo ndo masaa watu kama wamefurahi watu wanakula kula.
Mnarudi mna dressing nice ama mna dress kama poppers ndio msiji.
So you dress like poppers but you go home with something for the people over there. Like the clothes you don't wear, you know, people really fancy that. Imetoka Nairobi, even if you don't wear it, mimi nataka kuivaa. Wewe utaki kuivaa wewe ni pen. You will be wearing something hata utarudi nayo Nairobi. Sasa unaendanga na zile zenye huku Nairobi haupop. Hizo zenye huku Nairobi unaka mshamba kabisa. When you go there, hizo ndo zina pop and they will be seeing, oh my god, ini luku. Ini luku. Yeah, and when you come back here uko na luku different. Like acha wasijue rada zako sana.
But tumeagree sisi wote. You were saying?
Oh yeah, like I remember nikishi Kakamega.
Yeah.
There was this like shosho mwenye watu walikuwa nasema don't let her come close to your door because she pours some like powder up kwa I don't know where, and then you people will start just having bad luck and things like that.
Yeah, it's
again,
crazy.
I'm very sorry you guys are dealing with things like that. It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Also, the babes were huko Western. It's like they're not appreciated there, but mkikuja ku Nairobi ama every other place we love you guys.
Yeah, for real.
That time I've been there in Kakamega, every time unasikia hawa hii couple every day wanapigananga ama huyu babe anapigwa every day
there.
Yeah, it's like haezi fanya kazi pia. The only job they're allowed to do is like maybe mama mboga endo ukate mboga pale, things like that, like wanafungiwa. It's inakuanga very
traumatic. It narrows down to like the provision bit. I think with Luya women we're being raised to be submissive, to be mothers, to be people who just nurture children. When you look at most Luya women, ama like ukirudi huko hivyo Ocha and you look at them, you'll find they have so many kids. Like you're just there to have kids.
So many
this
kids,
guy will be going to work, come back, you give him food, you give him nunu, you give him everything. You get pregnant, you give birth. Again, repeat. And they take slapping as discipline.
Exactly.
When you go to your dad, it's crazy.
Wamucii, you've had an experience with Louis.
I've been in Kakamega for like 6
passionate
years.
About this one.
I've lived in Kakamega for 6 years. The level of
so crazy.
Of violence, like home violence, whatever. It's a lot.
And when you walk outside here, you find a man who is telling you of how beautiful you are. A man is appreciating you. You are like, let's go. I'm not going back there. No, I'm not going back to Costa Rica.
Kila mtu ameagree there is a community away from your community yenye mnaweza marry. You know. Now the question is, mna marry into another community. So this goes for the ladies. Do you adopt the traditions of this guy? Let's say if come to burial rites, children, how they go through initiations. Iyo nyi mnaona, do you pick up that or do you now become neutral? Or how do you go about now adopting another person's tradition, the person that you're dating?
Okay. Balance. Kitu ina make sense, go with it. Kitu ina make sense, achana nayo. Vitu zingine fanya za kwenu. ni kama hiyo ya kunyoa nywele. Yeah, I saw some women wakiwa na trouble nayo because wako like, nataka kunyoa mtoto wangu. Hata si wewe unamnyoa. Now the Kikuyu women when you saw wamejipata hapo, they used to be like, no, I don't know. No one is going to shave my baby. So but then unapata, hey, the mother-in-laws, the aunties, and then those families are big and then they're loud and then they're all over your face.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So kuna hiyo pressures. Anyway,
I feel
for me it's balance.
Kuna cultures mnaweza integrate into each other as sioni your family mnakuja pamoja sasa. Nisijua kuja kwenu I forget all about what I've learned, how I've been brought up. But kuna zile cultures unasikianga crazy kama sijui if your husband dies you go sleep with him. As a dead body.
Western again.
Yeah, it's in Western. Like you're having the last night together. It's like literally that way. But I also think nirikumbushe swali.
Swali ni unaweza adopt.
Unasema nini?
Nilikuwa na point.
Lakini tradition utadopt tradition ya mzee yako ni from a different community in terms of kama ni burial rites, children initiation ceremonies nini kama hizo.
Mimi nadhani watu wakipatana, I think watu inafaa coordinate vile mmepatana, how you people are planning to do things. You sometimes wanaona marriage mkishaoana it's like it's not yours anymore. Like you're not married to this person anymore. It's like your family, your extended family is like also involved in this marriage. When you allow them to have opinions in your marriage, then definitely mtakuwa na hizo disagreements. Mimi nimekuwa in a position where the ladies side wanna consider introduction, like the guy has to come for introduction first so that the lady can go, but according to the guy's side it's the ladies who come to us. We don't go to them. So for a very long time this girl has never had an introduction. She's just married, but she has never had an introduction. Their parents don't know each other. Yes, they know our girl is married. They know our nigga is married. But they have never gotten a chance to interact. Simply because kuna yo tradition ya nyinyi ndo inafaa mkuje na nyinyi mnafaa kuja. And you find with this extended family, with our parents and our aunties, they stand strong with that thing. It's like you dare like
and then
it's crazy. But sasa ukiacha hizo traditions zikurule na zikugovern vile utaperceive your life or your future together with your wife and your family, then definitely ndo kutakuwa na hizo wrangles. But if you and your wife or if you and your husband mna clear out the noise and you choose to do things as you intended, like ile marriage ulikuwa una imagine in your head. Ukiacha wase waingilie marriage, hapo ndo utapata unaishi na mother-in-law kwa nyumba na atoki na anakuambia pikia mtoto wangu hii, nimesema hiyo ndo wanakula.
Can I add something on this thing? As much as you said it's a question for ladies. I really feel let me pick from umeisema. Most people wamefika ile age now. I think I need to introduce you to my parents and such a thing. You know, one thing I realize about
umefika your point.
No, I'm taking a point and amesema probably people, and then una realize sawa anasema lazima fast and everything. For me, I think the ideal way, as we said, some of these stereotypes, they have some sense of truth and they have some sense of lie. So on one end we shouldn't throw everything out. On the other end, people take time to talk to their partners about where they're coming from and their traditions. So people date for several years and it gets to a point where now it comes to, I need you to introduce me to your parents, to your people. Because we've been living like a husband and wife for 5 years. I don't even know your family and such a thing. And now that's where the debate starts. Now this guy now starts, like, you know, in our tribe, the tradition says this and this. And now the lady also opens up about their traditions and everything. And now you realize now that's where the conflict it comes in and it storms when it's already late. So you find nowadays most people live in a situation whereby people have been married for several years, they have kids, but parents back at home don't know anything. So me always feel like it's good as you get to know each other in the process of developing this relationship, because it's something that grows from one level to the other. It's also nice to get to, it narrows down to understanding. Like, can you understand this person from their roots? If you really want to understand mtu vizuri, try to dig deep where they are coming from. Yeah, like, and it also applies, like it applies to both of you.
Yeah, just tell him my parents are weapons. Suko nyumbani, those are like, weapons.
Those are the kind of people
formed against you.
So you guys think you can have a marriage excluding your family at home and parents?
I think your family will catch up.
Most definitely.
I think they will catch up because at the end of the day, this is the person you're going to spend your life. Like, you have left your parents, she has left her parents. You people are coming together in union to be one and do things in oneness. But you should be considerate enough to tell your parents maybe the important events that are occurring, but in a good way, because you know them. Me, I know my parents. I know if I go and tell them like this or give them this type of person, I already know how they're going to react. Like, these are people you've lived with for all your life. You know them. So communicate. Communicate to them the way they want to be communicated to. Like, tell them this is what I'm just trying to live my life. This is the woman I want to marry. You know, like I wouldn't say like, okay, I'm not wishing this on anyone, but I imagine in my head that my dad and my mom, they have lived their lives. Au wameishi, wamependana, wamefanya nini hadi wamenileta. Imefika time yangu ya kwanza maisha yangu. Mbona nichague msee mwenye mamangu anataka nimchague? Like, kwani naoa mamangu anaishi na yeye? I'm not getting married to my dad. Definitely wanani mold, but siwezi taka kukua huyo msee. Like, I want to be myself. I'm marrying somebody mwenye na feel niko comfortable na yeye, we can do our things together, nini tunaweza elewana. Sometimes it's good to block the noise, but not completely. Just be open and communicate to them. Unawaambia hata hii ndio reason wastaki kuja nyumbani. Juu mnakuanga hivi bro, mnakuanga hivi na form relax.
Itakuwa na different pia vile like umeraiziwa. Me for example right now we have zero communication with my dad. Yet I've tried my best. So imagine it's important that you're getting married. So Nadi said, let me call this man. I tell him, if you come kwa harusi yangu, whatever, I know you haven't been talking and we're in this situation. And then I'll get trash and he's like, I'm not coming. Ita ruin kila kitu hadi harusi yangu nitakuwa nasikia. So I feel like if it wasn't working, just leave it.
Toxic people exist and some of them exist as our parents.
And you can't
hatuwezi kata. Bad people exist and some of them are just our parents.
So if I've met someone sasa naanza a new life with, let me start a new page with them. Whatever imebaki
so that means as a couple, each of you mko na responsibility ya protect each other from your family.
Because you know your family, literally. You know whatever they're going to. You know, my auntie will say, I have aunties who don't have filters kwa mdomo yao. Literally they will tell you anything and everything. And this is your wife. You love your wife. You know your wife takes things personally. So why do you expose her to such? So you try and protect her. Try and tell your auntie, please, mind your language. Heshima, please.
Kuja auntie.
Ama fanya kata si usinvite your auntie yako. Like something like that. Try and protect your life if you really want this thing to be long term. Sisi wote tunajua ukiacha wase warani kitu, you just know how it ends. A lot of siasa, a lot of traditions, a lot of things going. A lot of people have different opinions. Vile yake ili work out. So kila mtu anadui life for the first time.
I guess that means we'll have to create our own norms.
You can create your own norms. In this marriage you're going to have kids, right? These kids want to have a sense of belonging. They want ushago. They want to see their cousins. But we make out of family.
And sadly, if the environment I'm exposing them to is toxic, what's the need of it? Learn traditions zao, and then maybe wanna feel atuko appreciated, tunaambia sini watoto wa ule, so we are being mistreated. So sisi already, me and my husband, we know our traditions. We'll teach you the traditions. Unataka kwenda Meru, we can go to Meru, not to your grandparents' place.
Maybe your favorite auntie.
Yeah, ama maybe after you get a hotel, maybe you just drive around, tell them this way I was raised, it's something like that.
But you know, even your extended family can influence your children. They'll be like, baba yako alikuwa mlevi, usimwone hivi. You know, that uncle will be like, mama yako hakukwambia. For real, I've experienced that. We had a wedding at our boma in Ushago. And really, how I was handling the kids, there was just one grandma who was seated, and she literally told me, you know what, the apple doesn't fall far away from the tree. Like, and she's looking at my mom. She's just like, this is your copy and paste. I look at my mom, I'm like, what are you not telling me? You know?
Like, what do you mean?
They expose a lot. They will expose you to your kids. They will tell your kids and think about things. Vitu zenye ujai, mtoto wako anajua ulikuanga number 1 kwa class. You've been the best parent. You are literally the hero to your child. Unaenda wacha anko yako fulani amelewa kwa anakuja kumwambia babako alikuwa anakojoa ama alichapwa. Ama they start looking at you weird.
I think the problem is how they say it, how they address it, how they come and bring it to you. I mean, it's okay to know, you know, but then, hey,
and now your kid starts asking you questions.
Yeah.
Or they're like, babako ule alikuwa bibi yake wa kwanza. You are like, why are you telling me this information?
When you remember ni cousin yako,
ule ni step brother yako. Na hujafika hiyo point ya ku open up to your kid kumwambia. It's crazy. Relative way wanafanya vitu weird.
Kwa naming your kids, you've married somebody from a different community. Naming of kids, you want the kid to be named in your family, or unataka anemiwe in their family. How do you go about that? Because for me personally, acha nipeane opinion yangu. Personally, I feel like I would name them the Kikuyu name, but I would not make it the dominant name. I have a thing for Swahili names. Like kids, giving them Swahili names, and then iya Kikuyu iko somewhere. Amekania pale.
Iko tu, but
si main. Because of course lazima tufuate traditions. Because in our community tunaambianga, wewe unajua watoto ukikosa kuwa name hivyo unawakas, unawafanyia nini, such things. You guys, what
I think
how
it's
do you go
usually
about
for keeping track, you know, you're under you're a branch of this root. That's why it's important.
Literally, when someone comes to Western and they're looking for Waliaro, when they say Waliaro,
they're directed.
This is their home. If this is not their home, maybe there's an uncle of mine somewhere who was called Waliaro. Maybe someone has ever had that name. But now, where there's a problem is, now everyone around there has that name. Like for instance, a name Otieno in Kisumu. Otieno is everywhere. You can't go and say my name is, let's say, Rispa Atieno, and you tag me to someone. Okay, you tag me to the tribe, but you won't tag me to a lineage. But I think the naming is more of tagging you to a lineage of people. When they backtrack, they're like, this is the daughter of, this is the son.
The son of,
Okay.
But now Swahili names, they'll say when you are cost man. Wewe hauna identity.
Nimesema nitaiweka sawa. Nimesema nitoa.
For my kids.
Hey.
Like
Obunye.
That Luo name. Like I would really love my kids to identify with the name. Okay, because you know for Luo, like even if I marry from a different tribe, there's always something that your kid must always have the name to the dad, the surname. It must be from the dad. Some people tend to take, you are allowed to take even your mom's name, but mostly it's about the dad.
So you're allowed?
There are people who identify with the name of their moms.
She's shook because in Kikuyu
inakuanga big deal.
Why do I find someone called Samuel Wanjiku basi?
Oh yeah. It happens a lot.
What happens is
too much.
What happens is you might find the broken marriages. You find the mom is the one who raised this kid.
So literally you change even your birth certificate.
The birth certificate.
Yes.
That is how
Kikuyu women are.
Like
that's
I don't know my story.
I nakutoa kwa life yangu hadi kwa
mtoi.
I don't know my story for sure.
I aspire to be that person.
I don't know my story for sure, but I hear from relatives that my name was changed. So yeah, it happens. By the squeezing every time it's like 10 Samuel, 10 Thomas. It's too much.
But you know,
too much. Like
even
the
Jerry,
breaking marriages in
Kikuyus. You realize most Kikuyu kids are raised by their moms.
Yeah.
So when I hear Samuel Wanjiru and something, like for me it's no longer news because I know most Kikuyus are raised
but it's
by
not.
them.
It's not. So that is a sign of like you get it. Yeah.
For Luos, mostly it has to go with the dad, the name of the dad. Like for me, I'm using Oburu. That was my dad's name. My sister is using Oburu. Like it's not a big deal, but it comes like automatic. It has to be the name. So like for me, my kid will preferably watasema itwe Odhiambo because I'm Odhiambo.
Yeah.
But for me, there's something about Oburu. So I will name my kid Oburu. And I'm this kind of person who I'll really not want my kid to identify with these how are they called? These names that you can't. I would love my kids to have names that attach them to. If I marry a Kikuyu, my kid will have my name and a Kikuyu name. Okay. And that's whatever he or she I would love them to identify with. Because I always believe in something about origin.
Yeah.
Where are you coming from? Like, but it's balanced. Yeah. My dad was a Luo, my mom was a Kikuyu, was a Kamba, was a Luya, some.
Yeah.
So
you identify.
Yeah, you identify with both sides.
Okay.
But I'm not the kind of person who will give my kid difficult English names and everything.
He's talking about Cornelius.
Yeah, like Cornelius.
But I think Luos, why do Luos hate their Christian name? I've met a couple of Luos who really want to drop their first English names. You know, the first one I'm hearing, and I think the birth certificate or where you're going to change your name at the government offices, it's so hard for you to drop a name, but it's so easy for you to add a name. You can add a name, but you can't drop a name. Mostly your Christian name. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It has to be there. Letting the Christian name go tends to be difficult, but you are allowed to change the structure on how they follow each other. So for me, I'm always like, I would want Cornelius to be my last name instead of it being the first. So my name be Oburu Odhiambo Cornelius. Obviously, by the time you reach Oburu Odhiambo, you are so tired to because Cornelius is another long name that
like the reason these people might want to change their names niju ushaisikia historia, they named their children after like the events the life events. Unapata Obama amekuwa president. Now everyone who is having a baby in Kisumu will be called Obama. Every baby will be called Obama.
Actually, that
karibu hata kuita 5 kwa sababu umezaliwa 5. People do.
When you talk of people, let me say this, when you talk of people, in most cases you see as a Luo, the reason I'm called Odhiambo is because I was born during the evening hours. If you are called Okinyi, you are born in the morning. So it's always a matter of your Christian name and then name that it depends on the time and the season. Like if you hear a Luo girl or a Adoyo or a guy Odoyo, with us Doyo means ile time ya kupalilia, weeding. So it means you are born when whatever was happening that time people were weeding. And then obviously your other name, now the surname, comes from. But what I know about these big people, it happens even with animals. Or even that name, if you're given, ni ile jina ya utani. It never appears in your certificate. Yeah, so you find that's a name that when you are just at home,
you guys just call each other names are not in the certificate.
They call you that.
You people
So,
are
and you know you are told
it's
like
so different.
you know this name is not your real name, but the reason why you are called is because probably you started portraying certain characters that relate
to that
person.
Hey,
so you might find someone at home today, you go to Nini and people just call him Tinga. Tinga, you know, is a name that is given to Raila. Because you realize probably they've realized he's already at that young age, he has already started portraying certain characters that are related to
this guy.
Yeah, so he'll just nile tu jina ya utani. But for animals, you go to Waluo to Kilima. Obama, Amolo, Tinga, they name cows. And cows even turn. So you go home and say Amolo and you see a cow turning looking at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we've not even addressed the fact that tunaongea kuhusu Kikuyus, Luos. Now we're going international, man. Like we're having access to like every other people, you know, Africa, I don't know, US, America.
And you are Nigerian.
I have a question. Which would your family object to you getting married or dating a foreigner?
They would love it.
Hey, me they would
Sorry,
like.
babe.
Me, I think when I marry outside Kenya, people in my village
will celebrate.
It's an accomplishment, you know.
Yeah.
Representing, like, hey,
You've done it.
everyone will come, everyone will turn up, everyone will show up, everyone will be doing something just because this is a foreigner. I've seen it because people from where I come from, they've just married from Uganda, like just Uganda. But the level of respect you're given, hey, like you managed to talk to this lady from Uganda and you brought her to Kenya, a different country, different they'll be looking at your wife as a star, Rihanna. Like we don't know, like you guys don't know. So I really think it will amaze the people. People will be like, you've represented us, and they will really work to try and impress. To create an impression to these people, like when you go there, bring us more this breed. You know,
this rare, different from far away.
And they'll always tell the lady, if a guy brings a lady from a certain nini, now when this guy has a younger brother, now they'll tease the lady, like if you have a sister, you have a brother. So
which are your countries of choice that you would mnafikiria mnaweza kimbilia? Country gani yenye mnataka kutoa romantic partner?
First of all, my auntie amekuwa married to like 4 Canadian men, and she's like, these men are the shit. They're kind, they're generous. So I'd like to try
1, 2, 3, 4 Canadian men.
So you'd like to try that?
Canadians na Frenchmen, but najua ni wajaluo tu wa huko nje, but
there's romantic as hell.
There's something about French and
and this, what are these men called? Who? Those big Samoan men on TikTok.
Hawaii, I don't know. They come from the Caribbean. I don't know how else.
Watermen.
Lakini sasa unajua huko hivyo hakuna technology, like literally you go to the farm.
TikTok
like I'm imagining Moana in my head. You know, I'm imagining Moana in my head right now. I'm like, are you going to be plucking coconuts?
Sasa ukikuja Kikuyuni, they don't care ametoka wapi. The first thing they want to know is
mzungu akona pesa.
Does he have money?
Exactly, that is what we are talking about.
Wetu hata na uko kuteseka, hautamtoa kwetu. Kwenye tuko tu sawa, umpeleke huko nje ateseke. No. What is happening? Do you have the money?
At hapo ndo utaona people who you didn't even know they're fighting for you. And they're like, mtoto wetu. Bro, mimi nilikuwa when you were
Sasa hata karibu mwambie mimi si wenu.
But I think marrying outside your culture and outside your country, really, in Kenya, it's a pride.
Yeah.
They're like, you're our own and you went there and there's someone who really saw you. And also,
Okay.
But I really like Nigerian men because they chop that.
Oh my god, yes.
Like, it's my wedding day, not even it's my birthday, and you're showering me with knots, and I'm just dancing in the middle of the circle, and it's just knots on knots on knots, and nobody's picking them. Like, you're not allowed. They're mine. I want a Nigerian. I want a Nigerian.
Nazikisha, don't worry. Juju goes come.
Yahoo boy, like,
don't you worry.
But also there are stereotypes about Nigerian men. Also, but I think if you find a good man, you find a good thing, and you really need to work on that relation. Don't just sit there. God, give me a Nigerian man.
Amen.
Okay.
And a generous one. No, not just money and your
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, a generous man. Hey.
No, you said out of the
out of the country.
Hey, Rwanda.
By the way, let me tell you, I have a thing about Ethiopia, Eritrea, Djibouti.
But those are like the prettiest African women.
You see, I have something about the Eritrea, Ethiopia, Djibouti. I always say that before I settle, like I have to.
Ako Eritrea.
I have to go like sample kidogo. But there's something about these ladies wanatoka wapi? Huku si Brazil.
Costa Rica.
Wanaitwango wapi?
Puerto Rico.
Latino.
You see Latino. Like I want to say I'll have to visit that place, not to settle with them, but I'll just have to visit that to have fun.
You know carnival. Carnival. You've heard of an event called carnival.
Yeah.
You need to go to carnival. And they do like this, the nyash. Umona the video of this rapper. What's his name? Chance the rapper. Anapewa taco.
When I saw that video and he's married, you will not resist.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Crazy. I'll go there before I marry. I won't go there to marry, but I'll go there to have my last moment.
Dicky.
Jamaicans
and Latinos are the same.
No, bado wako na mabodies and they're crazy twerking.
Oh yeah.
Similar.
I just think it's a Caribbean vibe. I also wish to go to the Caribbean, but I think Caribbean I'll just go there for the experience. But I wouldn't really want to settle there.
Now the men there seem like they fuck good, sindo.
Yeah, I think they're good in that.
We can all agree. Whatever we prefer, they are good.
Unaruka
Ukitufungia show.
My first is outside the country because my first will be Kenyan. Mexicans. Mexicans.
Senora.
And Arabs.
Not there you've eaten gold. You want gold.
And Arab.
You want gold. You want diamonds. You want oil.
Like principles.
Mse anakupea oil.
Exactly.
Somebody's giving you oil.
Nasty.
They are nasty.
Who?
That is
Arab women.
Oh.
They're so kinky, guy.
The men. The men are crazy.
I think in Kenya haven't yet decided. I had a feeling for a certain group, but I told you.
Tell
from
us.
a certain area.
Tell us.
You remember? Yeah, but a few things happened.
We can't talk like that here. Information.
Let me tell you
something.
I had this thing about Meru ladies, to be honest. Like, I think Toka Kitambo. I think I know.
I think I know. I know.
Leave it there.
Forbidden fruits.
I have something about the Meru ladies when it comes to Kenya. But somehow, Sai, if you ask me, like I can't tell you like I would love if I have to settle with a Kenyan, it's from this tribe. Not because there's something nasty or bad happened between me and Ameru. No, but it's just because I think now I try to see other
Careful.
Yeah, because by then I was only focused on Meru, and it's Meru alone, and it's Meru alone.
Like ulikuwa na Meru spree. Ulikuwa like Meru.
Rangi. I'm telling you, Rangi.
Yeah,
Me, I will get married to a Maasai in Kenya. I will get married to a Maasai.
But do you know Maasais they intermarry amongst themselves?
Yeah.
I know, right? But I will want to get married, even if it's a second wife. I just want to be taken care of. Like, I just want my guy to go with cows. But I don't want to construct houses. No.
Tukimalizia, I have one last question for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Juicy.
What are maybe the stereotypes zenye umelearn kutoka ukiwa mdogo about other people's communities that you would want to let go?
Nice.
Like all of them.
Like which one?
Like
Which one?
kama tu zote like squeeze I bet Luos like all of them circumcised. Hiyo imekuwa thing mission. Pia tulikuwa tunaambiwa they're dirty. I guess siku hizi mmesema mmechange.
I've never seen a dirty Luo.
What?
But people say Somalis ni wachafu.
But again, these are stereotypes.
Yeah.
These are stereotypes. Let's remember that.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to get rid of like all of them because the world is like becoming
different.
It's smaller. Like I don't think they will matter like in a few maybe even months, who knows.
We're chatting with AI. What do you mean? Like
Okay.
So like travel, man. Go out, meet new people, spread your genes and traditions. Be happy.
For me, I don't believe in most of them, but I don't know. I feel like naeza taka to experience kila mtu differently. Just experience their foods, especially.
Food, yes.
Yeah, food.
Yes.
Yeah, and then maybe niachane na zile, especially the physical ones and the ones that maybe tend to be hurtful. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds stupid, but yes.
They say the hurtful ones are mostly the true ones. Who knows?
But see, people say Kikuyu women are like this, and then I've met so many who are not like that physically.
Yeah.
I think the fewest who are like that are the loudest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
The few people who are like that are the loudest in every community.
Yeah.
But for Luya, since tumefika kwako, I think kukula nayo it's not the few, it's just all of it.
Yeah, it's just, I think with Luyas it starts at a very young age. When you're a kid, you just see the type of sufurias that are in your house. Na unajua rada ni gani. You don't need to ask because you definitely know. Because in a Luya home, food is considered as a love language. You cannot love me and not give me food. It's a no-no. You can't visit a Luya and he or she doesn't offer you food.
Ugali fish.
There's a time I was seeing this guy earlier last year. He's an Embu dude. But now I'm in this guy's house. You know, Mluya ukifika, when ukiambia Mluya unakuja, let's say mmeplan, I'm coming on Wednesday. Mtu atatafuta chakula on Tuesday. Atakuwa amejipanga. Yo Wednesday asubuhi ukifika, ashapika chai, amekutayarishia, like definitely you prepare for your wageni. You prepare for them and also add food for the next wageni or mgeni mtarajiwa. What tunaambia ukipika ugali, you see the way we would measure with cups. Let's say you're measuring with cups. Au mimi nakulanga kikombe moja, mbili, maybe you're 3 people kikombe tatu. So you add like 2 more for visitors. Wasipokuja mnakulia wageni. Food kwa Luya is a love language. Kesho itapata food tena kesho.
So which is the stereotype that you
Would
would
like
want
to
to
let
let
go?
go?
About Luyas.
About any community.
About any community. I really think all stereotypes need to be dropped, and you need to like start knowing people from like a different point of view, from your own perspective. You try and try kulearn mse ukianza kudeal na, but I think hiyo kitu inatu affect sana. juu watu wengi wako stuck kwa stereotypes. It's crazy. But really just drop the stereotypes and try and learn. Mtu ameniambia ni Mkisii and I've heard Wakisii wako very loud. Let me try and know this person apart from the stereotypes. So I really think all stereotypes just need to be dropped.
Buru?
Okay, I think for me, about me and stereotypes, first, I don't know what to say.
Just say.
Like, I won't judge someone who is from a certain tribe based on the stereotypes I've heard about that tribe. But if there are those stereotypes that I've heard and I've been told, and I've got to experience them, I won't judge this person. I will not easily let them go, but instead I'll really want to understand more about them. Because there are some that we were told, but your whole life you've never witnessed such a thing. But there are some that you are told, and even growing up, you've seen them really happening. So without judging this person, I'll really want to explore more, like to understand the culture, the reason behind it and everything. That's it. So I won't drop everything. The ones that I've never witnessed my whole life, if you get to 30 or even 20 and you've never witnessed any of those stereotypes, achana nazo ziende. But if you've gotten to the age we are now, and some of these things that we call them stereotypes, you've witnessed and you've heard about them happening, you've seen them and such a thing, I really think you now need to look them from a different dimension and try to understand these people and the origin of it. Because you might say, let me drop it, after all it's a stereotype, then you get into somewhere, then later on it
haunts you.
Yeah.
Okay. In conclusion,
it's interesting that it's interesting that like community, a tribe inaweza kuwa na traits that are so like so loud, like it's obvious you guys are like that. That's a very interesting concept, right?
Because it's not even in genetics, it's just because you're this tribe, because you're all the same genes,
you live in the same community.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Tumekuja to the end of the show.
Oh no,
thank you.
So heartbreaking.
We loved being here.
I enjoyed myself.
Me too.
Thank you guys for showing
my
up.
mind imefunguka. Like I feel like before you interact with people, you just have one specific way of thinking, and after things, I've enjoyed it.
Thank you. At least we've made an impact here. I also hope we've made an impact on you. Tumefungua your mawazo, your thinking. Please comment hapo chini what you think about what we just talked about, your opinion.
Ma stereotypes.
Zile vitu zenye wewe kama community yenye umetoka muwezi fanya when it comes to looking for a companion, a romantic partner. Comment hapo chini. Also kuna number hapo chini, unaweza send your comment kama utaki kwa public. Also if you want to be a guest kama Howard, our beautiful ladies over here, unaweza text here same number and we will start from there. Otherwise it's been an amazing show. I've enjoyed myself.
And actually maybe if you feel you are not from any of the tribes that we are here,
and you want to have part two with your tribe represented,
you want your tribe to be represented and us to understand, feel free to contact us through that number. We'll organize a show for you. We'll bring you on board so that you enlighten us and tell us more about your tribe.
Let's get to know you guys.
Kazi ya producer hiyo. Inafanya vizuri.
Mimi nataka kuwajua because the communities you just never hear anything about them. What are you guys up to?
You are most welcome. As usual tunasemanga this is the #1 youth podcast.
Yeah man.
Yeah. Anyway, follow us on our social media platforms. Hapo kwa Instagram na kwa TikTok. We are beginning to become very active, so mtakuwa mnaona snippets of these shows before they air and after they air. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for showing up. We'll see you in the next one. I have been your host Dicky Chillis,
Wamucii,
and our guests
Laurie Mweni,
the beautiful Rispa,
and our producer
Oburu Odhiambo. Na mtupe 200 subscribers please. We'll give you a good show. Just give us 200
and then we'll give you a special show just for 200 subscribers. So, otherwise, peace out. Have a nice one.
Bye. Bye guys.